Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Been a few weeks since I posted anything. We've been pretty busy. I took a week off and went fishing. Been busy at work. Hadn't been a lot going on around here. It's been raining a lot. Finally got it looks like we're gonna have about a week or two of dry weather. And I'm just gonna give you an update of everything that's going on. We got some things that are really working out good and some things not quite like planned. Here is the Freedom Ranger chickens. Now, we're almost at 12 weeks, so it's fixing to be processing time for these guys. And we ordered these, all they had were hens, and we ended up with 2 roosters in the bunch. There's one of the guys right there, which that's fine, he'll just be bigger. And there's one up there with the laying hens. We pulled out when it was young. We thought maybe it was gonna be a hen, because they were all supposed to be hens, and ended up being a rooster. So we're gonna keep 2 Freedom Rangers for laying hens. They're supposed to make really good eggs. We got a couple of older hens that are laid out pretty much. So we're gonna be processing chickens, and we'll probably process the older 2 hens for stewed chickens, and we'll process the roosters. We got 2 roosters up there that were supposed to be laying hens. Of course, that's part of the issue. We get these chickens that are supposed to be hens, and we ended up with 4 roosters out of them. So it is what it is. We'll eat them. So we'll end up taking one or two of these out and putting them up there at the laying hens, and we'll see how well they do laying. These guys really need to be moved over here to some green grass, and I'll probably do that today. I've got another project. Yeah, don't worry, you'll be going before long, brother. So anyway, that's what we got. Yeah, a lot of people talk that these chickens don't fill out with their feathers, but I'm guessing it's because they're too crowded and they rub them off. You can see how many feathers. They're very beautiful chickens. And this joker over here is, I kind of like the roosters. They're pretty, but I really don't need a rooster. But boy, is he a pretty bird. So I'm gonna give these jokers some feed. And I never did change up to an automatic feeder and stuff, because this has worked just fine. They've done fine with just eating out of this barrel, and it saved me some money, so we just left it. So they'll all come in here and eat. No matter what, they always act like they're starving. You can just feed them and they'll act like they're starving. Then I'm gonna feed these laying hens. We'll show you the garden, and I got something pretty big going on with the pigs. Y'all stick around, and I'll show you what we got. Yeah, you can see. So what we ended up with, this guy and this guy ended up being roosters. And this is the Freedom Ranger rooster. So we ended up with this Freedom Ranger hen. We got our 2 Rhode Island Reds, but they're about laid out, so they'll probably become stewed chickens. And then we've got these 2 barred rocks. So we'll probably get a couple of more of these girls in here, and then we'll have enough to lay us some eggs. You see, these are really pretty roosters, but I really don't need them. Here's an update on the garden. So things just do not go with the garden like we had hoped. The garden is not half of what it normally is. So we had a few issues. We bought plants from a place, and they just were not the quality plants that we're used to. We didn't really think it would matter. We thought they'd come on, but then we got stuck with a ton of rain. Anyway, it's not the garden I'm used to, but it is what it is. It's part of it, right? I mean, some years turn out great, some years don't. And we have our beans. I want you to look at this. So this is what we got left. So we left for a week to go on a fishing trip, and we come back, the rabbits and deer had eaten everything. So we replanted, but none of the replant come back up. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. It's kind of disappointing. Nothing wrong with the seeds and stuff. a lot of these beans, a lot of them came up, but some of them got pounded out by rain after we planted. The same with the cucumbers. You can see these spots with this little bit of stuff growing in them. Doesn't take much to pull that out, but that's where the hole was, and these got pounded out by the rain. We had some make it, and you can see they're full of blooms. So we'll definitely have some cucumbers. Just running a little late. Squash and zucchini. Some of these are replants. That's a replant. It's a replant. As you can see, we got some squash coming on. Quite a few that are coming on here. And so we'll have some squash. And then the cherry tomato plant is finally, I didn't think it was ever going to do anything. It's finally starting to put on. But my jalapeno pepper plants didn't do worth a flip. We had a bell pepper plant die, and these looked a little iffy when we bought them. I won't buy from this place again. And we think we just got some bad plants on a lot of this stuff, which is unfortunate. I had bought from that store one other time and had said I wouldn't buy from them again, but out of convenience, I did it anyway. So we'll see. Everything may come along and start producing pretty good. We're late in the year to not have tomatoes and squash and stuff yet. We had a really cold and wet spring, and so we delayed putting anything out. Then we had some hail and stuff here. Didn't really tear our garden up, but I know people that lost their entire gardens over it. And then it just seems like a lot of complaints of people saying that their stuff's just not growing. So I'm not sure what the problem is, but anyway, that's the update on the garden. I may go ahead and replant some beans. I think I can, they'll be okay this summer if I keep them watered. So we'll probably just replant some beans, stuff like that. I'm gonna take you up here. We got something going on with the pigs. I'll fill you in on that. So I'm up here at the pig pen. Came up here to unload some feed and noticed that the gilts are going in heat. One of them's in full-blown heat. It's their second or third heat cycle. So I turned them in with Remington, and he did his job right away. So we should be having some piglets in late October, early November. I'll do the math on it. But you can see how big he's gotten. It's been a while since I posted him. And the camera don't do him any justice. But that dude's probably 400 pounds now. Little pig love. She's not ready. He's gonna harass her a little bit. Giving them the business. Yeah. Yeah, they're just acting silly, ain't they? Well, if you'd leave him alone, he wasn't even bothering you. You started it. Yeah. She's relentless. Now he's gonna get back with her. Well, just stay over here and leave him alone. Yeah, I figure she must be gonna come in heat in a couple of days. She's he just wants a break. What's up with you, huh? They're all muddy. They've been in the mud. It's been hot, 90 degrees. So There she goes. She's gonna go mess with him some more. You know, they do what they want to do, and I can't do anything with him unless he decides he's just gonna cooperate, and he's just way too big at this point, way too strong. So he's gonna get her up. That's what's going on with the pigs anyway. So I'm gonna let them do their thing. Try to keep an eye on them, make sure that things go okay for the first hour or two, and then they should settle down and be okay.